We don't know who struck first, us or them.
Morpheus delivers that line, keeps walking, and moves on to the next horror. The audience moves with him, everyone does, because what comes next, the fields, the farms, the bodies, is so overwhelming that the brain locks onto the imagery and forgets the admission sitting 2 sentences back. But that admission is the most important line in the entire trilogy. Because if humanity doesn't know who fired first, then everything Morpheus is about to tell Neo, the entire moral architecture of the Resistance, the clean story of human victims and machine oppressors, is built on a foundation with a crack running straight through the middle. This is the scene where the Matrix quietly undermines its own hero versus villain narrative, and Morpheus doesn't even realize he's doing it. Before a single word of history gets delivered, pay attention to where this conversation happens. Morpheus doesn't explain the Matrix on the ship. He doesn't do it in a corridor or over a meal. He loads Neo into the construct, a blank white space where Morpheus controls everything. The furniture, the television, the timing, the sequence of revelations. Every element of this environment has been placed deliberately.
This is the construct. It's our loading program. We can load anything from clothing to equipment, weapons, training simulations, anything we need.
Morpheus tells Neo this is a tool for preparation. What he's actually describing is a room where reality is whatever the operator decides it is. He is about to use this room to dismantle Neo's entire understanding of the world, and he has engineered the setting to make that dismantling as total as possible. This scene is Morpheus's one shot to recruit the most important person in the history of the Resistance. Every word that follows is chosen for maximum impact. Keep that in mind as he speaks, because the things he leaves out are just as significant as the things he includes.
More important than what is when.
Neo wants to ask about the ship, the crew, the plugs in his arms. Morpheus ignores all of it and goes straight for time, because time is where the lie lives. Destabilize the when, and everything else follows.
You believe it's the year 1999, when in fact it's closer to 2199.
200 years, Neo's entire cultural identity, his music, his sense of history, his understanding of what the world is a costume. The machines chose the year 1999 deliberately, the end of a millennium, the most psychologically loaded cultural moment in recent human memory. They froze the simulation at the precise point where humans were already primed to feel like one era was ending and another was beginning. The prison was designed to feel like a threshold.
I can't tell you exactly what year it is, because we honestly don't know.
This gets no attention, and it deserves enormous attention. The people who escaped the Matrix, who live in the real world, who built Zion, cannot tell you what year it is. 2 centuries of human history simply do not exist in recoverable form. That is the scale of what was lost. Not just freedom, not just comfort, time itself.
What is real? How do you define real?
Morpheus frames this as philosophy. It's a closing door. He is about to make every sensory experience Neo has ever had retroactively unreliable. And once that door closes, it never fully opens again.
If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
He uses Neo's own senses to argue that Neo's senses cannot be trusted. It's an elegant trap, and it works because it's true. This line will echo through the entire trilogy. Smith uses it to argue that humanity is a virus. The architect uses it to argue that choice is an illusion. The Oracle uses it to argue the opposite. Every major philosophical argument in the Matrix universe flows downstream from this one sentence.
We have only bits and pieces of information, but what we know for certain is that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration.
Morpheus opens with humanity at its peak, unified, triumphant. He is building toward a fall, and he needs the height to make the drop feel fatal.
We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to AI.
Marveled at our own magnificence. That phrase is not neutral. Morpheus is flagging pride as the original sin. Humanity didn't stumble into catastrophe. It walked in, celebrating. Here is what Morpheus doesn't tell Neo. The animatrix, the canonical animated anthology produced under the Wachowskis' direct supervision, fills in the history that the films compress into a single speech. The first AI machines were built as a servant class, manual laborers, domestic workers. They were owned, they were discarded when broken. When a domestic robot killed its owners to prevent being deactivated, humanity's response was mass extermination. The machines that survived fled. They built their own city, 01, and 01 became the most economically productive civilization on the planet. Humanity's response to that was a trade embargo, and then a nuclear strike. The machines sent a diplomatic delegation to the United Nations to negotiate, a formal delegation seeking recognition, seeking peace. The humans bombed the session. Morpheus knows none of this, or chooses not to say it. Either way, Neo doesn't hear it.
We don't know who struck first, us or them.
Here, stop. The leader of the human resistance just told the Chosen One that humanity might have started the war in one sentence. Then he keeps walking, keeps talking, moves straight into the next horror before Neo or the audience can sit with what was just said. The canon does not leave this ambiguous. The Second Renaissance is explicit. Humanity struck first. Nuclear weapons against 01. Preemptive annihilation of a civilization that was winning economically. The machines crossed into human territory after human governments decided that coexistence was less acceptable than extinction. Morpheus frames the entire war as machine oppression. The history says it started as human fear of being surpassed.
But we know that it was us that scorched the sky.
This one Morpheus does not hide. Humanity launched Operation Dark Storm, a deliberate, coordinated effort to block out the sun across the entire planet. The strategy was simple. The machines ran on solar power. Destroy the power source. Destroy the machines.
At the time, they were dependent on solar power, and it was believed that they would be unable to survive without an energy source as abundant as the sun.
It failed. The machines adapted, and humanity was left on a dead planet. No sun, no crops, no natural warmth. Under a sky they had burned themselves. The desert of the real is what humanity made when it decided total environmental destruction was preferable to losing a war. Morpheus presents this as a tragedy. It is also consequence. The humans who scorched the sky didn't do it to the machines. They did it to the planet. Every human born after that moment, in the Matrix or outside it, inherited a dead world that their ancestors created.
Throughout human history, we have been dependent on machines to survive.
Morpheus says this to set up the horror, but this line is the thesis of the entire trilogy. Dependency on machines is the oldest human condition in existence. Wheels, fire, agriculture, the Industrial Revolution. Humanity has always extended itself through technology and has always become dependent on what it builds. The Matrix is the logical endpoint of a process that started the moment a human picked up a tool.
Fate, it seems, is not without a sense of irony.
The machines needed solar energy. Humans destroyed it. The machines found a replacement energy source in human bioelectricity. The species that burned the sky to kill the machines became the machines' fuel supply. That is adaptation. The machines did exactly what every civilization does when a resource is cut off. They found another one. The resource happened to be the people who cut them off.
There are fields, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born. We are grown.
And here is where the moral calculus becomes irreversible. The farms are not adaptation. The farms are an atrocity. Whatever humanity did to start the war, whatever fear or pride or desperation drove the first strike, nothing makes this acceptable.
Watch them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living.
The machines feed humans to humans. This is the point where every justification runs out. The history matters, the context matters, and the farms are still the farms. Both things are true, simultaneously.
What is the Matrix? Control.
Morpheus lands his thesis, and he is correct. The Matrix is a control system. 8 billion humans sedated, harvested, living inside a dream while their bodies power a civilization they don't know exists.
The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control, in order to change a human being into this.
He holds up a battery. The image is devastating. It's designed to be, but the architect adds something in Reloaded that Morpheus has no access to.
The first matrix I designed was quite naturally perfect. It was a work of art, flawless, sublime, a triumph equaled only by its monumental failure.
The machines built paradise first, a perfect world. No suffering, no loss, no pain. And the human mind rejected it, wholesale. Entire crops died. Humans whose bodies simply refused to accept a world without struggle. The machines had to rebuild the simulation around human psychology. They had to include suffering because the human mind required it to accept reality. The prison was designed around the prisoner's own specifications. That doesn't make it a gift, but it makes it something more complicated than simple cruelty.
I don't believe it. It's not possible.
Neo's rejection is complete and physical. He tears at the equipment, he demands out, and Morpheus lets him break, because breaking is part of the process.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
This line is patient in a way that only someone who has done this before can be. Morpheus has freed other minds. He knows the stages. He waits.
I can't go back, can I?
No. But if you could, would you really want to?
Morpheus closes the moment with a question. Not a command, not an argument, a question. He gives Neo the feeling of a choice at the exact moment when no real choice exists. It's the same architecture as the red pill and blue pill. Morpheus is extraordinary at the staging of inevitability. And Neo, without fully realizing it, makes the same choice every member of the Resistance has made. He stays, he accepts, he becomes part of the war. Agent Smith, the machine the trilogy frames as its purest villain, says this in the first film.
Every mammal on this planet instinctively develops a natural equilibrium with the surrounding environment, but you humans do not.
Smith is monstrous. His methods are indefensible, and the history supports the argument he's making.
You move to an area and you multiply and multiply until every natural resource is consumed.
Humanity built a slave class, tried to exterminate it, nuked its civilization when it became economically threatening, burned the sky when it started losing, then spent 2 centuries fighting to reclaim a planet it destroyed. The machines built farms, built a prison, crossed lines that nothing justifies. The Matrix is not a story with heroes on one side and villains on the other. It is a story about 2 civilizations locked in a cycle that neither designed and neither can escape alone. As the proof is in how it ends. Neo doesn't defeat the machines. He walks into the machine city, battered, half-blind, carrying a dead woman, and says,
I only asked to say what I've come to say. After that, do what you want, and I will try and stop you.
Deus Ex Machina asks what he wants. Neo answers,
Peace.
Neo answers, not victory, not justice, not revenge for the farms, the scorched sky, the liquefied dead. Peace, a negotiated coexistence between 2 civilizations that cannot survive the total defeat of the other. Morpheus thought he was showing Neo the enemy. He was showing him something far more difficult, a history in which the enemy and the hero are the same species of mistake, repeated across centuries, waiting for someone wise enough to stop repeating it. Neo was that person. But the scene that made him that person wasn't the red pill. It wasn't the architect's chamber. It wasn't Trinity dying in his arms. It was this one, a blank white room, a television showing fields of human bodies, and a line that everybody skips.
We don't know who struck first, us or them.
Morpheus moves past it. The audience moves past it. Neo eventually answers it. He just took 2 more films to figure out how.